Hello. Let's see if everything's all right. Checking out the details. Should work. Should work. And it works. Oops, we gotta shut down a little something here. Here we go. No more echo. And hey, everyone. This is where it's happening. Good. I hope it's working like I want. Hey, everybody. Nice to have all of you here. And hope everything's all right. So, hey, I'm sorry. I know it's reversed and it's going to be like that today. I still haven't found a proper app that is the real good one to have it okay. But we'll be like that for today. I'm sorry. So, hey everybody, welcome aboard, and well, thanks for joining in. I'm still looking at how I can actually reverse the picture horizontally with the phone, and I don't know why. So, yeah, playing around. What I decided to actually do is to use my Galaxy S7 phone to stream and stop using my PCs because I got a phone that basically doesn't do anything anymore. And I thought, you know what? Why not use it to stream? You know, and stop. Let's just put it a little more like this. There we go. So why not use it to stream and do something with it? The only problem is I haven't been able to flip the horizontal reverse. So I still got to work on trying to find out what can be done. I'm sure there must be a way. You know, I'm sure there must be a way. So we'll check that out. And you know, sorry for the reversed frequencies and time. For now, it's gonna be today's stream is gonna look like that, and I'm sorry about it. Tomorrow I'm gonna try another thing, so we'll see tomorrow also if there's changes. But what I like about that is because you know, minimal setup. It's actually more fluid. The quality is actually better from the phone than it is from my PC. So I want to use the phone. It's just amazingly good. And we're gonna come to the questions, Kevin. I got tons of questions that people have been asking me, so we're gonna go around with that. I've got a 12 pack of weird different beers. Well, actually, it's the Unibrew beer. So my first beer today is a 1837. I know it's reversed, but it's 1837 from Unibrew. So it's a light. Well, this is 7% beer. I've started a little bit already. So cheers, everybody. And so it's going to be interesting. And yeah, the lag is this small, and also the picture is actually nice. Like I kind of like the fact that it's nice. The only thing I got to fix is reversed image. What can I do about it? You know, I was even thinking of a crazy thing. You know what? If I can't do it, I'll just put a mirror in front of the camera, and so the mirror is going to reverse, so everything's going to come back to normal. So I could just put a mirror and have the reflection in the mirror go to the camera. That would fix it. That would fix it, and it's a simple fix. But if I can do it in the software, that's what I'm going to try to do. We'll see what's going to happen and what I can do about it. But I like this for multiple reasons also. So I'm just going to start by introduction, okay? Hey everybody, welcome aboard. This is the Shortwave radio show. We're here every Fridays, 2000 hours Universal Time. There was a glitch last time, but it's you know, we're supposed to be here. It's a Sal Gordon, because in the regular, when I use my regular C920 Logitech C920, there's a check mark. Reverse. It tells me I can reverse. But in the smartphone, this is a Galaxy S7 with Android 7 Nougat, and I'm reversed, and I really would like to, because I like streaming with this, and I really would like to have it fixed, honestly, because I think this would be the best streaming device for me, honestly. So I gotta say. Um, Anyways, nice to have you here. So this is Shortwave Show. My name is Gilles. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We are here to talk about radio, and we're just going to have fun talking about radio, and just be here and have some good time. It's really hot in Montreal. It's like almost 30 Celsius outside. It's like we're close to getting to the 90 Fahrenheit today, and it was hot yesterday. And I am with a big fan that's blowing towards me because I don't have the air condition yet. I ordered some air conditioning units too, the portable ones, because you got the ones that you put in the window that typically are better because they actually do a better job at making everything cool. Problem is, I live on the third floor, and I got one air conditioner that weighs about, I'd say, 150 pounds. I just can't cope with the fact to put it up in the window every time that I need to cool. So what I've done is I said the hell with it this year. I've ordered two portable units, two 14,000 BTU portable units. I totally realized they are not as efficient. That's why I bought two of them, and they were on sale, so it's gonna cost me like $800 for both of them. And so I'll have one in the kitchen, and I'll have one here in the office to cool things down. But I haven't received them yet. I'm supposed to get them by Thursday next week. So that's what I'm waiting for. I was hoping that the warm weather would not arrive immediately. Unfortunately, it has. So, but this weekend's going to be cooler. We're going to go down to like 72, 73 Fahrenheit, about 23, 22 Celsius. So it's going to be cooler. It's going to be better. So I should have my portable units this week, which means that all I'll have to do is put a little plate in the window with there's kind of an output for the hot air. So anyways, welcome everybody. Nice to have you on board. So I'll say hi to people in the chat room, and we will then talk a little more. I'll talk about my setup and why it's looking reversed, because I'll have that question asked all through the show probably. And also we will just have a little bit of fun tuning around. I was listening, for those that are wondering, 14.234, 14.234 upper sideband. There's this guy in Slovenia, the S57DX. I've heard him so many times. Sierra 57 Delta X-ray. And he's not very strong. I'm used to having that guy as a powerhouse here, but K-index is high. So he's not as strong as usual, but he's there. I can hear him. 14.234 upper sideband and the 20-meter band. S57DX right now. Nick Amendo from Romania. Hello there. Neil Thooms. Nice to have you on board. Gordon Treadwell, VE6 GPT. Nice to have you on board from the West Coast in Alberta. Randall Klontz. Nice to have you on board from Chicagoland. Bobby Burgess, WA5107 SWL from Morgan City, Louisiana, USA. Manny CV, hey there. Richard Cook, nice to have you on board. Daniel Bogdan, nice to have you here from Forest Park, Georgia. Jack N9IIF, nice to have you here. Daniel Bogdan says, stream is excellent quality, notwithstanding the horizontal flip. Great color, no pixelation. Audio seems synced. Yeah, you know what? I did the test the other day with this setup, and everything's perfect. Everything is perfect. So, I really want to put this setup as the official setup. I think this is going to be great. And I don't have to use my PCs for streaming. Plus, if it works great, what's cool with this is that I can also easily stream from Perry Island when I go to the D Expedition. So this is going to be cool also. Cross your fingers, guys. If it could be nice next Friday, I might be at Perry Island to stream live from my D Expedition. All we need is that next Friday is going to be a sunny day, a beautiful day, so I can do it. But that could be fun. Two Hands of the Radio. Hello there, nice to have you on board. And if you guys haven't seen his videos, he's got some great videos. Yep, Reeb 7381. Zone Cap, nice to have you here. What's a good cheap SDR? You know what, Kevin? Depends the price you want to pay, because cheap isn't the same thing for everyone. There's if you want to have the cheapest available, an RTL SDR, something like this, is $10, and you'll have a lot of fun with that. But unless you install a special driver, it's mostly VHF, UHF. Apparently there's a special driver that makes it HF wise, but it's not a good performer in HF. Second would be a Soft 66. That's a compromise. $40. You get both shortwave and VHF, UHF. It's technically something like this, but with an up converter for the shortwave side. It goes from 1 megahertz to about 1800 megahertz. It's surprising. For $40, you get a very surprising radio. It's a great way to start with SDRs, and if you like it, you can then move on to SDR Play Pro or stuff like that, you know, that are much more advanced and more expensive, of course. Jeff K85QDO, nice to have you on board. Donald Hausner, nice to have you here. W8HWL, just installed 2-meter Ringo Ranger. Next, he's going to put up his W6LVP receiving loop. Cool. Cool. And this forms perfect excuse to relax. Absolutely. Great place to relax and have fun. Absolutely. Steve in Australia, nice to have you here. Keegan, X80Xer, nice to have you on board from Northwest Arkansas. Good evening. Rock Ristorante from Sweden. Always nice to have you on board. And K-index is a little high. It was 5 earlier. Apparently it's 4 right now. Unfortunately, conditions are not the best. K at 4. But we do have a sunspot that's been crossing the surface of the sun. Solar flux is 77 right now. So nice to have you here. SM0SBT call sign. Daniel Walsh, nice to have you here. Jerry DX, hey. PLF Radio, nice to have you here. And we'll explain the mirrored video. Hans Hubertus, nice to have you here from Germany. Sheldon Harvey, bonjour, hi. From Steamy Hot Greenfield Park. Yep, I get your drift. It's a Steamy Hot Montreal. Vancouver Island, DXer, nice to have you here, Brian. VE7AUL or VE7011SWL as this shortwave listener call sign. PA1WX, nice to have you here from the Netherlands. What else do we have? Yes, so we're coming to all of that and the explanation behind all of this. R0773N, nice to have you on board. Is RTL SDR arrived? He loves it. And yes, Sheldon Harvey is VA2 SHW, right? It's VE2 or VA2? VA2 SHW. It's SHW. It's VE2 SHW, I think. And I messed up the VA. Oh, it's VE. Sorry, Sheldon. VE. Victor Echo 2. Sierra Hotel Whiskey. VE2 SHW is his AM call sign. Paul A. Steckler, nice to have you on board from pleasantly warm Boston. Patrick Manny, hey, nice to have you here. So, here's the thing. So you guys that have been following my ongoing saga with my PC, last update froze my PC, so I reformatted my Windows 10 PC, which was a really good thing because it's like 1,000,000 times faster than it was, and actually it boots up in an extra fast time. I am in love with my Windows 10 PC again after losing faith for a while. But I reinstalled the software, and one of the things that I hated about the streaming aspect of my stuff is that I was using Wirecast. And Wirecast takes a tremendous amount of CPU on the laptop. So I was typically going from 80 to 100% all the time. The laptop was hot all the way through my streaming. So when I reinstalled, I thought, okay, there must be a better way to stream. We're going to experiment with different things. So I tried with OBS Studio, which is dreadfully difficult to understand. I mean, I understood how to stream. It's just super difficult to understand how to stream full screen and HD and everything. And when I did get the grasp of how it works, for some reason that I can't understand, is when I ask my cam to be 1080p, the screen goes blank. And I just got a black screen that streams. So I thought, okay, what else can I do? I tried with Google Chrome. You can stream off the Google Chrome browser directly. Looked good when I streamed. Problem is, it was really bad on the frame rate, and the recorded show was bad. So I reinstalled Wirecast. I did the last one of the shows on the Wirecast to finally understand one thing. Okay, I just saw something go by that I think is going to be interesting, and I did, by the way, have a hunch that I would try that out also. So I streamed, and then the recorded show was kind of off the sync of the voice and the video. Not a big off, but just enough that when you look at my mouth when I talk, it's annoying. So I thought I got a Galaxy S7 phone that is now retired because I've got a beautiful and fantastic Galaxy S9 Plus, and I thought, man, that phone is powerful enough to stream. It's powerful enough to stream. Surely I can do something about that. So I came to the idea that, you know what, maybe I should stream from my phone. My unused S7 phone. It's actually going to be dedicated for that. And it actually works really well, but it's reversed. So everything that's written is reversed. And so I'm using the front-facing camera, and I suspected that maybe it's because of that. And we're just going to say hi and say hello to everybody. But I just saw something go by. So Rock Restaurante says Stockholm Marathon tomorrow, 28 to 30 degrees. Whoa, that's hot for a marathon, I can tell you that. Arctic Parent, nice to have you here. WL7NP, Ketchikan, Alaska. Nice to have you here from Alaska, really nice. Pierre Fredio, lots of streamers on Twitch use OBS. Yeah, but you know what? I hate OBS. I've played around, and you know what? I want to try to use my phone. I don't want to use a PC to stream anymore. So Hans Hubertus says using the main camera should fix it. And you know what? That's what I was thinking just before I got on the air. I actually was daydreaming. So I was looking at how much time was left for the stream, and I said, whoa, it's 4 p.m. And so I didn't have time. I just said, okay, because I want to see myself. I like to see myself with the phone. And also you get all the information, like on the main phone screen, I've got the number of viewers, the number of likes, the time that I've been streaming. Plus, when I stop, what I like about that, it's actually telling me how many viewers maximum that I had and how many views total were registered with YouTube, which is really kind of nice. So tomorrow is a show, 2000 UTC. Tomorrow I'll use the main camera instead of the front-facing one. Because I did think about that, and I thought, you know what, maybe using the main camera fixes that. Maybe it's an issue because I'm using the front-facing one. So I will take that. Tomorrow I will use the main camera. So hopefully we'll be back to normal. And if the stream works well, it's going to be nice. Yeah, the UHF stream, for those that wondered, is jinxed for 3 weeks in a row. I actually got a email from my ISP about a day before, 2 days before, and they were saying, hey, you know what? The you're not going to have cable and internet in the next few days because we're upgrading. Because they've been upgrading for a while here in the area. So I thought, yeah, well, Friday arrived last week, and I was like 25 minutes before the live show. And I thought, well, it seems all okay until it dropped off, no internet. And I was like, okay, what am I going to do? The idea did come to my mind to use my cell phone data plan to stream, but there's a problem with that. Using my cell phone data plan, because I was on the last couple of days of my month, I didn't even have 1 gigabyte of data left on the plan. And doing a 2 or 3 hour show is automatically 3 to 4 gigabytes of streaming. So I thought, okay, it's going to cost me a fortune if I do that. So the hell with it. We're just gonna take it easy. And you know what? I took it easy, and it was a beautiful day. I went outside, started listening to the radio, and finally ended up at the karaoke bar singing, and got really drunk. So that's not necessarily the best part of the story, but I kind of got really drunk, and came back home. And it's funny because I got really drunk, but I came back home early, like maybe midnight. So in the next morning, I was kind of tired, but not really hungover. And I was like, that's kind of nice. I'm not hungover, even though I was kind of drunk. Well, really drunk, actually. And if you want to know what I do when I'm drunk, I actually like taking long walks when I'm drunk. So what I did is I actually put my earphones on with my phone. I started streaming the best music that I like, and I took like an hour and a half walk from midnight to about 1 a.m., 1:30, and just enjoying, the beautiful night, and listened to my favorite music, and then came back home and gone to bed, and that's it. So anyways, that was my Friday instead of streaming the VHF UHF show, which should eventually work out at some point. What else do we have? So tomorrow I'll be using the main camera, which apparently should fix the reverse. So let's cross our fingers that it does. Because honestly, I want to use my cell phone. It looks good, and I think this is going to be a great device to stream with. Moria 330, nice to have you on board. Says front-facing camera will flip the image, rear shouldn't. So that's what we're going to try tomorrow. Andy Coley, nice to have you here. Matrix 54X, yes, I'm in reverse because I'm using my phone. Max Edstrong, nice to have you on board, and good evening. David, Raptor 22 Stealth in Barcelona, and he's got his call sign EA4998URE SWL. And this is I've actually, David, I'm living in the upside down world. For those who have seen Stranger Things, I'm in the upside down world now. Except everything should be gloomy and dark with snowflakes. Do you sing better when you're drunk? No, actually, it's the other way around. When I get drunk, and actually, somebody put a because there's a live cam at the bar that I go, and somebody, Tim Robinson, put a video of me singing last week, and I gotta say, the second song, it's like, oh man, it's not really very nice. Actually, the more I drink, the less I sing well. So usually when I know I'm going to sing a few songs, I keep the alcohol to a minimum, trying not to, drink too much. Problem is, at that bar, the guy that owns the bar is a friend of mine. And that is a huge problem because you tend to have free alcohol regularly when that happens. And so, from time to time, it's like, hey, let's take a little vodka shot. Okay, why not one? But and what you know is you're $6 vodka shots later after an hour, and you're just like fully you're really drunk. So, anyways, hopefully tomorrow's gonna work well, and we'll look at it with the other. We'll try the other camera tomorrow, the main camera, for sure. So, yes, I know it's the camera that does that. Max Edron making pesto chicken and angel hair pasta for dinner. I want to be there. What time we're gonna eat? I like that. That sounds really good. I want to be there. I've never used Zello. I actually even don't know what Zello is. Anybody? What is Zello? Actually, R0S773N. Danilo Nonato, hey, from Brazil. Nice to have you on board. We have, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? Yeah, it's 25:05 right now. it's 82:02 right now. This is a new time frame. I'm inventing a new clock. This is going to be the new UTC time. Reversed clocks. Voice of Gregory Scientist says voice of Kim is S8 on 9425 in Sweden. Wow. Pretty cool. No, I'm not going to sing because if I sing a song, I did that on my tech stream. If I sing a song, YouTube automatically will actually stop monetization. Because I sing a song that has copyright, fortunately. But if you want to see me sing, there's a guy called Tim Robinson that has a AC/DC fans channel. And he's got like 7 or 8 recordings of me from that bar singing songs. Not all of them really good, I gotta say. Some of them are good, but others are not. So, RSOS, I like that. Juan Amigo, nice to have you on board from Barcelona, Spain. Pretty cool. I figured a way to reverse time. That is exactly what I did. Absolutely. We're going to get younger as we watch this stream. You're going to see that. After this stream is over, we have probably 10 years off. So that's going to be good. Dark Noise, nice to have you on board from the Netherlands. Gessa East Anglia, nice to have you on board from the UK. Yes, this is what I will always do when I tune something. I will always talk I will always tell the frequency. Yeah, you guys can look at myself in a mirror. Just put your screen in front of a mirror and I'll be back to normal. So, Douglas Elliott says, hi guys, suffering withdrawal symptom, no live tech shows. We'll talk about a few things about that, by the way, because, I am totally aware that, I've not been doing a lot of tech shows. And we're going to talk about live shows, because I think it's important to talk about live shows and everything. And talk of my state of mind in doing live shows also, because it is time consuming and takes a lot of energy to do so. And you know what? Anyways, we'll talk about it. Streaming from my phone, it's reversed. I'll probably have to say it a gazillion times because people are going to always say, hey, it's reversed. So nice to have you here. I'm on 14234. I don't know if it's still there. Yeah, it's still there. 14234 upper sideband is S57DX from, I believe, Slovenia. Usually that guy's a powerhouse, but he's very weak today, and it probably has to do with the K index being higher. So S57DX from Slovenia. Xander Marks, nice to have you on board from the Netherlands. Pretty cool to have you on board. And what else do we have? Nick Amendot says, I have to say it again, the Texan R9012 is an amazing little shortwave radio. You know what? It is, and actually I wanted to take it out this week. So somebody was asking me if you had to tell me the cheapest, the cheapest portable radio that you can afford when you don't have money, that still is pretty surprising. I'll have two of them. I will have two of them. One is the Texan R9012. Texan R9012. That is an amazing analog receiver. It's a little portable. It's under 20 bucks. And usually under 20 bucks means you get nothing or very little. It is actually very surprising. It's super sensitive, and it spaces out on the analog dial enough that it's not too difficult to tune. And I gotta say, it's impressive for 20 bucks. Don't go around telling me I compared it to my ICOM ICR 8500 and it's a piece of crap, because it, of course, is not a high-hand receiver. But let's just put it in perspective. What it is for the price is an amazing little box. Pretty amazing. The next one that I would say that's 20 bucks, the TIVDO V115. TIVDO V115. I gotta say, that thing is surprising because it brings you digital frequency tuning, even a keypad to enter the frequency, and an MP3 player at the same time, which is kind of okay. And so it got a digital frequency display, so of course it makes tuning signals a little better. But it has one major flaw here in Montreal for me, and that's why I will not always give it the best score for a radio. Here in Montreal, the FM stations are powerhouse signals where I am. So one of the number one problems I get with radios that have a cheap, I would say a cheap front end where the signal gets in, is that it overloads on FM stations, even on the shortwave bands. So I get all sorts of distorted signals throughout the shortwave bands, or depending on the radios, at some specific areas of the shortwave bands. And that's where I know radio is actually better than not. The TIVDO V115 is unusable here, except when I actually put it next to my microwave oven. It's as if the metal case of my microwave oven, that's stainless steel, blocks the signals of the FM stations for some reason. There's some kind of weird science probably behind it that I don't understand. So when I put it next to the microwave oven, the FM distortion disappears. And that works with all of my radios, by the way. And when that disappears, now I get good reception of shortwave signals. Because what I see from the TIVDO V115 is that if the front end does not go berserk with FM stations, it's actually a decent radio. 20 bucks, digital display, even a keypad entry, which is, I think at first, I don't think below 40 bucks there was anything with a keypad entry for frequency, honestly. So I think that is kind of nice. But beware, you live next to FM stations, you live in a big city, your TIVDO V115 will go berserk with all the FM overloading. Also, one guy, Dave, that I talked about his page that changed this week, has a lot of reviews of receivers. He's actually tested several TIVDO V115, and one of the things that he's actually seen by actually testing multiple examples, seems that the quality control is extremely problematic. So not all of the V115s actually perform well. Some are worse than others, so it's kind of uneven. And then I would say that if you can shell out about $40, $40 to $50, two of the receivers that you will just um, love, honestly, is the Texan, either the Texan PL310ET, Texan PL310ET, or the Texan PL380. Excellent receivers. No SSB, so no single sideband, but there you will get a compromise. You'll get not only a sensitive radio with a digital display and a keypad, but because they have this silicon integrated digital, digital signal processing chip, they outperform many receivers in the range of price, and they don't suffer from that overloading from FM stations or anything. They're actually really, really good. And I never thought I'd say that. I'm a guy that comes from the '80s radio scene where any radios below $100 in the '80s was pretty much a piece of crap, and you had to pay to have something decent. And today with the Chinese radios, we have actually we have actually found receivers that are amazing for the price paid. So this is kind of cool when you think about it. So, anyways, that's my recommendation, I would say. Okay, I can somebody that has a call sign explain, and I'll try to explain um, the um, the uh, the rest. So Moria 330 wants to know how one gets a shortwave listening call sign. So I know that there's this organization. I think it goes with the ARRL, if I'm not mistaken. I've never made one, but yeah, I know. I got to point my phone at a mirror. I know, Douglas. That's what I was thinking. If I had one, actually, you know what? I would have put a mirror and flipped the phone, and it would have been okay. But we'll try tomorrow. Apparently, streaming from the main camera is okay. So that's what I'm going to try tomorrow. So nice to see you here, Douglas Elliott, by the way. And we're going to talk about live shows. I got a few things to say about live shows. R0773N, what type of antenna do I have? I have a 22 meter long, about roughly 75 to 80 feet long sloper antenna in my backyard. It's east-west direction. It goes from the top. I live in the third floor. It goes from the corner of the building on the third floor all the way down to the fence on the east side of my backyard. At the lowest point, okay, I had a lot of problems saying that. At the lowest point, it's about 10 feet from the ground, and it is east-west direction, and it is ended by a 9-to-1 balun. And this is a gift from a viewer from the Netherlands that actually wanted to give me a gift of a antenna. It's the brand name of it is INFed. So if you go on the internet and type INFed antennas, you'll see that there's one which is a long wire, a 22 meter long wire with a 9-1 balun at the end. Very well made, very high quality. The box that has the 9-1 unum is a solid metal box, very well made. And once again, I want to thank whoever sent me that gift. And thanks again. It's nice, if you guys want to send me little antennas and stuff, don't hesitate. It's I'll be happy to talk about it. And it's a little noisy. I live smack in the middle of the city, so it's kind of noisy here, but works. It works. Now Richard Cook says empty carry on 98.95. It is probably Radio Cairo. 98.95 is Radio Cairo, and usually what they have is either a carrier or I hear the carrier here, or a really distorted thing, honestly. Two hands in the radio says Texan R909. Sheldon RV is working on the June CIDX Messenger Bulletin and the nicely air-conditioned house here. Hope to have it ready next week. By the way, if you guys don't know, the CIDX is a great club. I'm just going to check out here. I probably have an older bulletin. I'm sorry if I don't have one recent one. But what is that? What is that? Do I have the bulletin here? I'd like to show the bulletin, but I don't seem to have a bulletin example here. So CIDX has a wonderful bulletin, by the way. And man, where is it? Oh, I think is that no? That's the TSM. That's something else. Okay, I'm sorry, I don't have an example I wanted to show. That's not it. But anyways, sorry, I would have loved to show the cover of the CIDX. Canadian International DX Club. Sheldon Harvey is one of the presidents of that club. It is a beautiful electronic publication that you can have every month. It's very well made. You know what? And I've seen many publications from radio clubs, and the CIDX Messenger is one of the most, the best of all. It's well made, very high quality, and really worth every penny. It's inexpensive. You know, I mean, it's $10 per year, and you can also have even less expensive than that, $25 for 3 years. And basically, the bulletin comes out at the beginning, somewhere in the beginning of the month, you know, in the first week or two of the month, and you got a beautiful PDF publication that is in your inbox every month. You're also part of a club. It's not just you get a bulletin. You actually are part of a club, which is kind of cool. And it's really, really great. So CIDX Club at yahoo.com. CIDX Club at yahoo.com. If you have not already, you can ask for a sample bulletin. Sheldon will be happy to send you one. And if you already had one, don't ask for another one because you won't send another one. If you think you want to have a second one, maybe you should subscribe. You know, I mean, it's kind of not very expensive. And it is very, very, very nice, honestly. So check that out. And it's a great, great publication. And, you know, many, many of you have become new members and received a bulletin. I mean, it's great. The CIDX Messenger. And it's not just for Canadians. You know, it's a Canadian club, but it has so much information about all sorts of things everywhere. And it touches every aspect of the radio hobby, from you know, the shortwave listening aspect to the technical aspect, to amateur radio, to scanner radio, and all sorts of, you know, when there's the expeditions, or when Sheldon heads down to, you know, the Winterfest. You get all sorts of information and pictures and beautiful things. Sometimes you might see my name in there with some article that, or some, you know, information that I might have been providing, stuff like that, you know. So check it out. Really, really nice bulletin. And this Sunday, every Sunday at 14:30 UTC, by the way, there's a fantastic show. Sheldon and David have a show on CKUT 98.3 FM in Montreal. It's called the International Radio Report. It airs on the local FM station at 90.3 FM here. But you can stream on ckut.ca. You can also listen to the archive later on. You can actually go to iTunes and add the podcast. And if you have the skills, or if you have an internet radio, you can use the RSS feed that they have on the archive page and add it to your internet radio, which means you'll have all the past 3 months of shows available. And I actually did it this week because I had not done it, and it works really well. My Sanjian Internet Radio there has got all the episodes from like 3 months behind that I just go through. And it's really nice. And that's where I listened to it actually this week because I missed it last week because I woke up at 11 a.m. So I was like, okay, it's 11 a.m. I missed the International Radio Report because I was sleeping. But, you know, it's, it's nice. So this Sunday I'll be part of the show. Every 2 weeks I'm part of the show. So this Sunday I'm part of the show. And it's going to be, of course, it's always an excellent show. Whether I'm there or not, it's always an excellent show. So check it out, 14:30 UTC on Sundays. Dexfar says for me the radio at this time is the XH Data 808. Yeah, I do. I see a lot. I see a lot of people loving this XH Data receiver. About a month and a half, 2 months ago, I wanted to purchase one. And I was unable to get one below about 180 Canadian dollars. I found that too expensive. If I would have been able to get it to 100, 120, I would have jumped on it and I would have done a review. But 180, I find that a little expensive. It's been going up and down on price, I gotta say. Hey, Joseph Flipwoski Jr., nice to have you on board, Flip. Joseph. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Two Ends on Radio's been blown away with the XH Data D328, just shy of $20. Cool, cool. That's really nice. And Donald Hausner highly recommends the CIDX Club. Reasonable cost, great bulletin. Absolutely. Syrian Wello, nice to have you here. R0773N, if I buy a shortwave radio, it would need to have SSB. Then the basic levels of receivers that have SSB that are kind of nice. The Texan PL 660, 680. These are 80, $70 to $90, and they have single sideband. They're pretty good. XH Data, when it's reasonable in prices below 100, seems nice. I look younger when I trim my beard. Yeah, probably. My beard is getting really white, so the more I have beard, the more I probably look old now. What happened if you turn the microwave on, Sheldon? The funniest thing about that, and I got a little story. I was streaming. A guy, one of my fans, made a live stream this week. So I brought my laptop in the kitchen because I was cooking food, and I needed to eat up some stuff, so I put stuff in the microwave, and microwave signal is at 2.4 gigahertz, and 2,450 megahertz to be exact is the frequency of a microwave, because that's the frequency that the molecules of water resonate. And Wi-Fi, when you're on the N Wi-Fi, is around 2.4 gigahertz also. And surprise, surprise, when your microwave works, it actually leaks RF everywhere around it. It's not 100% tight. It's not like you turn it on and all the waves stay inside it. But what is going outside is supposed to be at the minimum so that you don't cook when you're looking at what's cooking. And every time the microwave would turn on, I would have the Wi-Fi drop off. And I thought, well, that's kind of nice. Wi-Fi drops every time the microwave turns on. So I was like on a defrost cycle. So it's like, it turns on for 15 seconds, then it's off for 15 seconds, something like that. So I would have Wi-Fi cut off for 15 seconds, and then Wi-Fi come back for 15 seconds. It was just kind of fun to look at. But anyways, it's not working when I do that. It's just that the big metal box and the position that the radio is next to it probably minimizes the FM stations for some reason. It's like an FM bypass filter. I'll soon have a microwave in here. If it lowers my noise level, I'll put a microwave next to the radios. Oh God. What else? What else? What else do you have? God. Hey, Fabrice Simonet, bonjour, bienvenue. Welcome aboard. Driver film Shortwave. Either I'm drunk or that clock is backwards. You're drunk. Everything's fine. No, it is backward. You know, you can play. I could play with people's minds. So no, it's not backwards. I think maybe you drank too much alcohol today. Nice to have you on board. So Two Ends of the Radio says SWARL, which is kind of the shortwave ARRL.org. And by the way, I haven't done this in a while. Two Ends of the Radio, you are going to be moderator. So you'll be able to post the links. So Two Hands on the Radio, welcome to the moderator status. Nice to have you here. What else do we have? What's up with the pirate flag? You are illegally transmitting on shortwave, perhaps? Who knows? Who knows what happens? Maybe I could be a pirate and, you know, I played a game of, wow, I love pirate radio, but maybe I could be a pirate and nobody knows. We'll never know, unfortunately. Playing with your minds there. Okay, Mad Boy, hey, nice to have you here. Correa Jr., nice to have you here. Well, whatever suits, whatever you can do. You know what? One of the things about antennas, you know, long wire or dipole, is just try it. Just try it. I remember when I started listening to shortwave, one of the fun things that I would do was really play around with antennas. And I think I would design or put up a new antenna every week. It was kind of the fun thing, and I was comparing signals and, you know, testing it out. Is that stronger than that? You know, it's kind of cool. So try it out. Try everything. Try everything. Cool, Joseph. Nice to have you here. What else do we have? Yeah, I know. Rob Webster, nice to have you on board. Pretty cool. Well, 70 miles away with a 5-watt handheld is pretty cool. Listening to 4625, Dax Farr, do you have a double life? Do you have a life that we don't know about? Maybe you're one of those people that need to listen to 4625. Huh. Radio Romania strong on 13650. It's getting late, but let's try it out. 13650. And it's there. I believe they are on 11850 also. Well, that one's weaker. So 13650.
For listeners in Western Europe and North America, the has come to an end. You can listen to our next program for Western Europe at 24 hours UTC on 30.
So Radio Romania just ending its English language broadcast. Hey, Callum too, nice to have you here. And we know you love long wave. What else do we have? Man, boy, why is the picture flipped? I'm gonna get this question all through the night. So I'm using the so I'm streaming with my Galaxy S7 phone. I'm experiment, and tomorrow I'll stream with the main camera. Apparently that's gonna fix the reverse. So if it does, I've got a streaming device that works, and that's great. And I'm just gonna be happy streaming with my phone. You know, I got my new phone, and when I looked at my Galaxy S7 phone on the desk, doing nothing, and I don't want to sell it. I don't want to sell it, and at the least, maybe give it to someone that needs a phone. But I got so much stuff in there that I was like, yeah, you know, there must be something you can do with your phone and not just leave it there. So my Galaxy S7 phone will probably become my streaming device. Really works well. Really works well. Yeah, good quality shortwave radio, of course, Texan PL380 or 310 ETR D must. They are, for low price, really amazing. Really amazing, I gotta say. Yeah, you got a wrench. Two hands on the radio. Welcome aboard. Sheldon Harvey says, all these electronic wireless devices today. I'm old enough to remember a time when you could turn on the radio and it was quiet with no background noise. Yeah. I gotta tell you, I remember, honestly, the funniest thing, I remember the first instance of interference I've ever experienced in my life was when I had my DX302 receiver. We had new neighbors downstairs, and we're in 1984, around 1984, and they had bought a big 26 or 27-inch Sony TV. You know the ones in the wooden box, because they were still made in wooden boxes back then. And that was a big Sony 27-inch color TV. And when they turned it on, I had a buzzing, which was the typical of the crystal buzzing oscillator from TVs from back then. And where it was really hurting bad is when they would turn on that TV. I was a big fan of listening to Radio Australia around 11 p.m. in the summertime on 21740. If anybody remembers that frequency, I remember it like yesterday because I would tune that frequency all the time. It was 13-meter band frequency that had Radio Australia coming in really well here in Montreal. And I remember every time they would turn on that TV, 21740 was smack where the buzz would go. And I was like, what? No, they turn on the TV. And on the weekdays, I was happy because on the weekdays, they would go to bed around 11:30 p.m. because they would work in the morning. So after 11:30 p.m., noise would go away. But one thing for sure, I knew when they were home. And that was the first time I was experiencing some noise. But you know what? Even that buzzing, that noise from that time, it was small interference compared to what the hell I'm getting here. I gotta tell you one thing, that interference was even a very, very light interference compared to today. I'd have that type of interference today, I would actually be happy. I would live with it. I would live with that type of interference. It was, I remember when they would turn on the TV, the buzzing would maybe go to what? S2 on the meter? Hey, I ain't listening to anything, and I've got S7 of all sorts of weird things. Crazy. Patrick Manny, how do you find a moderator when you need one? I go with the, one of the things that you got to do is simply, I go with the flow. I go with the people that are here regularly, and just when I see that they've been there for a while and they've been good people. Hey, David Williamson from South Africa. Nice to have you here. Of course, I've got my beer tonight. I've got, right now, it's a 1837. It's 7% alcohol, and it's almost empty. So we're going to empty it right now, because we're already at, an hour in the show. So cheers. And we're going to open beer number 2, which is a Raftman. So I know it's reversed, but I'm still going to show it anyway. A Raftman. And this one is a 5.5%. And we're going to taste this. So I got this special 12 beer case, and it has 12 different beers, which I find really cool. Which is, I believe, almost every beer they have from that company. So the other day I was going there and I saw that and was like, oh, this is cool. 12 different beers. I'll be able to taste the different beers that they got. So I bought a 12 case. The dangers of having a 12 case here is that, it's hot today. So after the show is over, I might actually continue drinking. which is not a good thing, but you know. So cheers. Look at that. This is nice color, beautiful colored beer, and just perfect. So cheers, everyone. And it's really cold, and it's like 86 Fahrenheit right now, and mine in this office. So this is really welcome. Coordinated moderator action. I like that. I like that. I like that. David Williamson, you shaved. It looks good. Yeah. You know what? I'm the laziest guy in the world for shaving. So I just let it grow, and when it starts looking like, the neighbor's bushes, I shave. I will trim, you know. But somebody told me the other day, I was when I was at the karaoke bars, there's somebody that goes there that says, from time to time, I watch your live shows. I said, yeah. Can I tell you something? I said, what? Can you just shave and look better when you're on the camera? So what do you mean? Well, you're kind of streaming in HD, and when your beard is all sticking out, we kind of see it really well. And I said, oh, okay, so I need to be more professional. So that's when I shaved, actually. It's okay, I gotta do. And there's another guy that says, well, and maybe you could put a little makeup. I said, look, come on, okay? I'm a guy. I understand that all the HD YouTubers wear makeup. Come on, I'm not gonna go to the makeup. I trimmed a beard. It should be enough. And I will cut my hair this week because I got somebody telling me, hey, your hair is long. Yeah, you guys. So, Firefly, hey, J8SBS from the UK, nice to have you here. Andy Cully, have you looked at the SDR Uno? Not yet. I plan to do it this weekend, though. We'll be checking it out. Super 20 Dan, nice to have you here. And yeah, still backwards, but tomorrow we're going to try it with the other camera, the main camera of the phone, which means I should be normal, apparently. I'm actually normal. I'm not normal. I've never been normal in my life. I don't think it's something I want to be, but the camera should be back to normal. And we've got thunderstorms here too. I'm not sure. I think I saw something about a. Go on my phone. Yeah, my phone's here. I saw something about like a thunderstorm watch or something. Did they just issue that? I think they did. And anyways, it's really warm and muggy here in Montreal today. David Williamson still has his Nokia 3310. Still works after all these years. Well, that's the Nokia 3310 is like that phone that never breaks. It's that thing that you can drop. I had one of those. I dropped it and the pieces were flying apart. And all I gotta say is that it always works. Oh man. Yeah. Hey, SWL60N from up north. Nice to have you here. We're getting Scandinavia. Pretty much. Let's hope we got somebody from. We need somebody from Finland, from Sweden, and from Norway. That'd be nice. Fabrice actually wants to do a trip to the Sahara just for the noise-free environment. Nothing like, being on a camel with a Texan receiver. If I'm ever one day on a camel with a Texan receiver, I gotta say one thing. I will post the videos. I would actually like to do that. That would be nice. If I had the money and, if I've ever become a millionaire, what I would like to do is DX. That's the what I would like. DX on like every continent, and listen in on for every country around the world. The not just the long distance, the local station, but the shortwave also. I would love that. I would love that. If I have a wish before I die, that would be the one. Unfortunately, I'm poor and I'm stuck in Montreal. I'm not that poor, but it's not something that I will be doing tomorrow. Casey Red Dragon, nice to have you here. Data transfer on 4950. Jerry says, listen to RNZI Radio New Zealand early this morning. Hey, what's coming in well this week? I was in the backyard with my Texan PL 680, and I tried 13840. That's the frequency they're using in the evening, and it was coming in really, really, very, very well on 13840 almost every night. It's fun for me. Radio New Zealand for me is summertime listening. As long as I remembered, I would have my summer nighttime listening. I'm a radio geek. I had no life. I was listening to Radio Australia and Radio New Zealand, where all of my other friends were doing other things. And today when I hear Radio New Zealand, because Radio Australia unfortunately is gone, when I heard it was Wednesday evening. You know what's cool? It was really, really nice. It felt like summer. It brought me back to when I was, listening to Shortwave as a teenager, having no life, but enjoying Radio Australia. The next morning you wake up, you're like, hey, I heard Radio Australia yesterday. I'm a happy camper. I actually had a life, but Shortwave was a big part of it. Firefly says a couple of new number stations have started up. Number stations is something mysterious, and I believe that number stations are still something that's going to be there for a long time. I can tell you that. Super Tony Dan says, I live near a military base and their radar ruins reception like the Russian woodpecker. Now that's sad. And these radars are pretty powerful too. In CD Video, hey, from Windsor, love your channel. Do you like Wi-Fi radio? And if so, which would you suggest? Okay, here's the thing. I have one internet radio, okay? It's the Sangian Whiskey Foxtrot radio 20, WFR 20. I've owned it for 4 or 5 years now. What I hate is that it is totally underused because I rarely turn it on. And I should turn it on more. It's been stuck at the 90.3 station that Sheldon talked about in the International Radio Report since he talked about it, because I gotta admit, it has an amazingly cool music. It's amazing. I love it. And I've added to my favorite station list, actually. And since Sheldon talked about that station on 90.3 and what is the station? Seattle, Washington, I think the station is. I don't remember the call sign. The funny thing about it is I purchased that receiver not to replace shortwave, because it does not at all replace a shortwave radio in the listening and anything. I purchased it because of the curiosity of what it is. I thought, hey, listening to streams on the internet, and it's funny because honestly, if you've got a computer, why the hell you're buying a Wi-Fi radio? Because you can stream it on your computer. But I'm the kind of guy that, oh wow, a streaming box, why not? So I bought it, and of course I did reviews and all of that. It had a YouTube side to it, and guys, when I buy something, it always has a YouTube side to it, because I'm a YouTuber. So if I buy something, I think about YouTube, and it kind of gets paid by what I do on YouTube, basically. It's a wonderful device. The sound quality out of it is amazing. It uses the same technology that the Bose speakers use. So it is so rich and beautiful sounding. that when I use it, I actually stream music. And it's almost the only thing I do. So what I do is I've got these. If you look at my list, I don't listen to, whatever stream of some shortwave station might have. I got a list of like, 60 different music streams. So, I get some people over and we're having a supper or something or dinner, whatever. And I want to have a little ambiance. So it's like, oh, I'll go into my stream and choose the perfect station for a supper evening with friends, or dinner. And so I've been using it. I would say 90% of my use was music because it's so beautiful sounding, and because the internet. Okay, let's face it. For the streaming side, the internet has some of the best music streaming that you can have in the world. When you start listening to streams of music on the internet, it's like, wow, this is so great. And you don't want to listen to an FM station anymore because you're like, well, no, I've got better. And the sound quality is good if you choose the good streams, like like 192 kilobit OGG or something like that. These streams sound so clear and so beautiful. Um, One of the ideas behind it was maybe I could listen to some streams of some stations. I never do that. I don't listen to talk stuff on it. I listen to music. The sound is too beautiful. You got to listen to music on it. That's pretty much it. So what I would say is, if you're buying a Wi-Fi radio or internet radio to replace shortwave, you're investing money in the wrong place, because 90% of what you hear on shortwave is not on stream. When I get people telling me, yeah, but the internet has all of that. No, it doesn't. I'm sorry, the internet does not. Most of the stations that stream do not have their internet stream at all. So it's something that it doesn't replace. Take care, PLF Radio. See you tomorrow, by the way. 2000 hours UTC tomorrow. Another show with the other camera, the main camera. We'll see if it flips things around. So. Man, I'm drinking fast today. It's so warm in here, and the beer is so cold. Actually, I'm drinking it like water. So I'll be really drunk later. I know some of you guys like to see that. Okay. So anyways, if you buy it for a replacement of shortwave, nah. Don't spend your money. If you buy it for the curiosity, that's pretty much what I had. And if you like music, buy a good one that has amazing sound quality. You're going to be happy with it, actually. When I do chores in the house, I fire up that thing with a stream of music and put the volume a little higher. Man, sounds great, music's great, and you just do the chores. You just, like, for example, tomorrow I'll be cleaning the windows. That fantastic chore that you got to clean all the windows in your home. Well, I'll probably pump up some kind of music stream, and it will make it a little more enjoyable. What else do we have? Perry Island soon, Super 20 Dan. Okay, I wanted to do it this week, and something came up and I couldn't. But what I want to do, and that is the deal, if next Friday we will be June 8th. If next Friday is a beautiful day, my live show will be from Perry Island. I'll arrive there early in the day. I'll do some DXing during the day, the afternoon, and at 2000 hours UTC, I'll be live from Perry Island next week. So cross your fingers, guys. If I'm here, it's because the weather is not really nice. If I'm at Perry Island, weather is beautiful, and it's time to stream from there. And it will be my first stream from Perry Island, so it's kind of cool. So that would be next week. Thunderbird, nice to have you here. Pretty cool to have everybody here. What else do we have? Going down slowly. I'm sorry, I'm sometimes a little far in the chat, guys, because I just like babble on and like, Paul A. Steckler, do you know of any good karaoke joints in St. Stephen, New Brunswick? I've never been there. I've never been to New Brunswick, actually. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't say. That would be a nice thing also. You know, if I go around the world doing the Xing, why not go around the world and go to the karaoke joints around the world? That'll also be nice. Cuban Lady should be on 11635 now. Anything 11635? I've got a really weak signal, but really nothing much. National Yellow Radio Day. What the hell's that? B, hello there. Nice to have you here. Sorry for barging in, Joe, but I have to mention a great radio you have, and don't highlight enough. Okay, yes, you are totally right, B. The Texan PL 450. You know why I don't talk about it? I don't have it in my face. I actually gave it to my nephew, Gabriel, that used to listen to Shortwave. And because I don't have it in my face, I kind of don't really, it doesn't come to mind. But the Texan PL 450 is an amazing radio. It's actually an amazing receiver. It's an even more amazing receiver than the PL 380 and all of that. The thing is, it doesn't have easy tuning mode, but sound quality wise, radio wise, it's amazing. Where the Santa beard? Yeah, I actually threw it in garbage, so I need a new Santa beard this year. Hey Scott Collier, nice to have you here. Pretty cool. Fireflies, thanks, nice show. Thank you very much. Have you got around to repairing your antenna yet? Yeah, everything is normal. David Wilson, everything is normal. Cosmic Lettuce, hey, nice to have you on board. Reading, show me normal, point to it, I challenge you. Yes, Cosmic Lettuce. I'm actually a very, very weird and a normal guy. So, and I'm proud to be very, very special. I gotta say, I'm proud to be a different guy than whatever, It's life. I mean, come on. And let's be happy to be radio geeks. Honestly, the hell with the rest. Let's be proud to be radio geeks. Because anyways, we look weird anyway, Radioactive, nice to have you here. Glad to see you one of those rare reverse atomic clocks. Yeah, we're getting younger. Every hour takes 5 years off of our lives. So you guys better be ready to Oh, he wants to be on a camel with an icon. Yeah. Gotta power the icon, though. Being on a camel with an icon, that can't be more geeky than that. I think that's kind of the geeky thing. A camel, one hump or two? Well, I want to be on a camel so it has two humps. I would love to hear some cool long-wave broadcasts. Here we don't have nothing, Here what we have on long-wave sounds like this. This is what long-wave sounds like. So this is a non-directional beacon on 248 kilohertz. Rock Ristorante was born in Finland, but he lives in Sweden, so he represents both countries. Oh, that's cool. So that's nice. We're getting there. We're getting there. A camel hump is almost as good as long wire. Oh man. String up a dipole between the two humps. That would be nice. What did you do around what did you do around the humps? It's like, well, I was trying to do a loop antenna to see if it works. And since I had the humps, it was like, yeah, we're going to just, put 100 feet of wire around it. And I'm trying a loop antenna. Well, orange shirt, orange hair, orange beer. Well, it's actually red. Kind of orangey, but this is the CKUT, the official. I'll just get up to show you guys. This is the CKUT shirt from 90.3 FM, but it's all reversed, so you guys can read anyway. But you guys can see the picture of that. No, not streaming in 1080p, and I wasn't anyways because the way Wirecast was set up, because Wirecast asked so much CPU power. Wirecast was sending a 1080p stream, but it was up converted from a 720p camera stream, so it shouldn't look different, honestly. And it is the minimum requirement of HD, but I know it does kind of make me a little, yeah, I want to be 1080. But we'll try. We'll see what we do. But I like streaming with this thing. Honestly, just love it. Zach Antold, nice to have you here. Nice to have you here. Well, you know what, Callum? Your Texan receiver should not be plugged into power. It shouldn't get hot usually, but shouldn't be plugged into power. And it's one of the questions I've got today. Somebody was telling me that he's got a Texan PL 880, the more expensive Texan receiver, and he was saying that he was receiving when we plugged the power wart in the wall, it would actually give a lot of noise into his radio, and I was wondering what we could do about it. And one of the things that's very important is that you've got to make sure that you use your portable radios on battery. I never use a power adapter with my portable receivers. It just brings in too much noise. Remember one thing: if you've got electronic devices in your home that's noisy, your electric system, all the electrical wiring within your home, acts like an antenna, and it just broadcasts, and it just brings all the noise everywhere. So basically, what you need to do is use a portable receiver. Buy rechargeable batteries, because it's just too it's just too noisy to use a power adapter on these devices. Somebody was pointing out, yeah, but your ICOM or these receivers are not having noise from your, yeah, because you know what, my ICOM, from the moment you get the power to that thing, has so many filters that it actually filters out most of the noise. What's sad about the ICOM 8500 is that ICOM, and please listen to me, ICOM, if you're there, for a $2,000 radio, stop putting crappy adapters. That switching power supply 8055 is a piece of crap and a shit. That is said. So please, ICOM. Anyways, they didn't support me, so I can say it's a piece of shit, the 8055. So you know what? You're gonna power these devices with something better. So I've said it. Thundercat 1, nice to have you here. 105 in Texas. Oh man, that's too hot for me. I have difficulty anything above 80 Fahrenheit. Honestly, above 80, I have a lot of, except if I have the beach. At the beach, can be 90, got no problem with that. Go in the water, cool down. But 105, too hot for me. Above 80 is too hot for me. I'm a real Canadian. I want to be with the polar bears in minus 20 Celsius. I'm happy there. Broke down and ordered a Texan PL 880 from Anonco. Oh, that's cool. You're gonna have a lot of fun. It is a great radio, and I'm sure you're gonna be happy with that. I'm pretty sure you're gonna be happy with that. What else do we have? I'm going down to the chat. If I miss a question, by the way, just ask it again, please. I'm here. 92 to 94 Fahrenheit in Northwest Arkansas. It's 86 Fahrenheit inside here. According to my thermometer, it's almost 90 outside. Hey, Fastload, nice to have you here. Vo Viking, nice to have you here. Spanish number station. No, XPA2 is a digital number station from Russia, I believe. And yes, I'm still inverted. But tomorrow, we'll be trying something different. I should not be inverted. Sheldon Harvey, won't you believe that I just found? Please accept this gift from me, just for you. Duran Radio. Duran Radio. Well, thank you, Sheldon. Oh man. You know, Sheldon doesn't say it, but I'm sure he was listening to Duran Radio for the past 24 hours and just enjoying it so much. Oh God. MEC, enjoying your show. What SDR are you using with HD SDR? And is that an icon over your shoulder? So I'm using a gift from a viewer, which is the AFEDRI, AFEDRI software-defined receiver. It's a little box that's behind me. Unfortunately, it's plugged in a way I can't show it really. Well, I could, because it's a phone and I could just bring it there. But, hey, let's do it. It's a phone. Come on. So, here goes. So you guys can see. So the ephedry is down there in that slump. I hope you can see it. It's that little gray box. And the ephedry is a very nice software-defined receiver. That's the cool thing about this also. I can just take it and show whatever. That's nice. So, anyways, the ephedry is a very nice 100 kilohertz up to about 30 megahertz software-defined receiver. Very sensitive and very, very nice. I gotta say, I've been hooked to this receiver and been using it a lot. And for the ICOM, yes, this is an ICOM ICR 8500, which is right now in VHF mode. And I've been trying to see if 2-meter activity on 50 megahertz. And so, yep, ICOM ICR 8500, which was my main radio for a long time. And look at that, if I shut it down, you'll see less lines of interference on my display because of the crappy, shitty 8055 switching power supply from ICOM. I believe XPA2 is from Russia. 11610. So 11610 that I'm hearing right now is not from China. It's from Madagascar. 11610, I believe, is the Madagascar World Voice. Let's just check it out here. Yeah, 21 to 2200. The Light of Life, Madagascar World Voice in Mandarin, so it is Chinese. And it is from the Madagascar island in the, Madagascar in the Indian Ocean. So, pretty cool. Oops, I accidentally clicked on the dislike thumb. Oh, man. The ICOM R75 is amazing. Absolutely. It is unfortunate that ICOM has actually discontinued because it was one of the really, really good tabletops available, honestly. Quality indication says 480p here. Let me just check it out here, and I'll give you guys an idea. Here it's still high. It's still 720p here. Click the little pinwheel and check the quality. You can move it up, move it to 720. So the ICOM R75 is an amazing receiver. Need to measure the ripple voltage on that power supply. Yeah. Second also says we had the weirdest Wi-Fi issue today. Cable was off, but some channels still work. Bless the phone. You know, I live in a zone of weirdness for my own internet service provider and cable provider. I'm at the end of the cable, and the signal here is weak. And what happens is sometimes I'll tune in one of my favorite cable stations on my DVR, and it's going to say unavailable. And you're like, what? I'm subscribed to that thing. And you listen to it the next day and it's there. I'm happy because I used to have internet problems and I was really, really wary about that because the internet would go off and on sometimes, like, whatever. And I was like, okay. And they came over here and there's a big crew that arrived on Sunday because it was the third time that I'd complained. And the third time they sent like this big crew. So 3 trucks in the street. And they start looking at what's happening. And the guy gives me bullshit. He tells me, well, your home isn't grounded, so that's why it's not working. Do you take me for an idiot? Look, I'm not the average, I don't know what the hell is happening with my equipment thing. That modem is not even grounded. So why the hell? So I told him, I said, the modem isn't grounded. Why the hell does a ground really, why is it important? Because the modem is 2 pins, doesn't have the third ground pin. And he just looks at me, it's like, and I immediately understand, it's like, we don't have an idea what's happening, and we're going now because we don't want to continue. We're just not continuing. And it's like, yeah, okay. So, things are better now. So I just like, okay, let's just not touch anything and hope that the improvements that they brought to the network makes it better here. But when the guy comes up to you and says, well, there's no ground, the ground doesn't work in your power outlet. Well, the modem isn't grounded. What does it change? If the modem would be grounded, I would have okay, maybe, even though I would not be sure still, but the modem isn't grounded. It's like, what the hell are you talking about? Anyways, when they feel like they want to say whatever, that's the thing. Okay, what else do we have? Man. So Fabrice Matorel, nice to have you here. Fabrice from Belgium, ON3MF, nice to have you here. Brian Pinney, nice to have you here. 19 Celsius Cape Cod. Really? Oh, from 19/C, Cape Cod, Cloud, Glad. 19 Celsius? What? Anyways. Oh. Glad you guys have the hot weather. Timeout official shortwave for Podimat. The power of the wrench. Well, the good thing about the power of the wrench is that it can't actually push me out of my own stream. Imagine if that would happen. 2140 is going to be XPA2. So we're going to try that. 13923. 13923. We'll put it here. We'll put it upper sideband. And we'll try that. We'll put the volume a little higher and see if we can get the Russian number station. So there's a very nice radar signal next to 13923. Do I have something? I'm gonna look at 13923. I don't really have nothing else here. If I zoom in on the signal, I have my own interference there and there, but I don't think this. Let's just check it out. No, this is my own interference. This also. So nope. 13923. I've got nothing right now. So we'll wait for 13923 to show up. O.F. Welsh, nice to have you here from Ottawa. Thanks for the show. My pleasure. Always nice to have you on board. 13949. I've got nothing on 13949. 13949. So here goes. What I've got there is a local interference for me. So let's put it back to 13923. What else do we have? Bill Mead, nice to have you on board from sunny and humid Pennsylvania. Pretty much the same thing here. We're kind of warm here. I got to tell you one thing, it's hot. So hey, we are at 1 hour and 37 minutes. You're watching the Shortwave show, and because it's hot, I'm drinking a little faster. I usually tend to have a beer per hour. I'm like 2 beers in an hour and a half. Let's open another beer. And you're watching the Shortwave show, where the guy that actually talks about radio gets drunk over time. And so we talk about radio. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. My name is Gilles. And now we are pouring a beautiful, beautiful white beer, a Blanche de Chambly. Now you guys should look at my clock, and every time there's something that's displayed that kind of looks, you know, like text, that could be like really nice. I used to enjoy radio more in the winter. Now it doesn't matter. I think I'm maturing. Yeah, well, you know, there's one thing about radio in the winter, of course, is that, you know, as we get, when you live in a country like here, where in the wintertime it's darn cold and snowy, you tend to like to do things in the you know, in your home, and radio is a fun part of it. Honestly, for a long time I would listen to shortwave stations. I remember a couple of instances where I would listen to, you know, some station in the Caribbean or South America, and looking outside at the snowstorm weather, and you're like, wow, kind of cool. I remember one summer I was on I was kind of on a fix. I'm the kind of guy that sometimes fixes on something, and it's like, yeah. And there was this station, I believe it's a station from Bolivia. I think it's still on. It was like 6134.8 or something. Let me just check it out. I believe it's still on. Let's check it out. 6135. So 6134. So that was the station. Yeah, it's still on. Bolivia, Radio Santa Cruz. So it's still it's still there. I remember one summer evening, it was like really hot. And I remember the signal from Radio Santa Cruz, 64.8. Man, I got a pretty good memory, and it's years ago, and I still remember the frequency in the station. So Radio Santa Cruz from Bolivia was coming in really well, and I remember like just almost thinking that I was there. It is there, very weak, by the way. 13923, I hear it very, very weak. Very weak in the noise. I hear the tones. 13923, upper sideband. It just like it has two tones. Well, that sounds like that. Sorry. Poor imitation of a digital mode from my voice. So what I was saying. So anyways, it's very weak, but I hear it. 13923, Russian number station XP82, just signed on. So as I was saying, 613418, Radio Santa Cruz, Bolivia was coming in really well, and it was a really hot summer day, summer evening, and I was on my balcony outside, and I was like, wow. It's just, it's as if I was in Bolivia and listening to that station there. And I remember having a fix, and I would listen to it for a few days. And propagation, I don't know if they had changed something or propagation was just good. For several weeks during the summer, I actually had a good signal from 6134.8. And I was like, wow, this is cool. It's kind of cool listening to that. And a summer evening, it's almost like being there. Okay, what else do we have? What else do we have? I'm checking it out. Third glass of Pinot Noir. Life is good. Life is good. I like wine. I like wine. The problem with wine is I drink it as fast as beer. Because it has like 12%, 13% sometimes, I get drunk too fast. I love wine. I'm going to tell you that. Hey, Radioactive, what do you miss? So many things, man. You have no idea what you missed. Just teasing you. Nothing much. Just, my regular rambling of radio. Bobby Burgess, make sure you get Java install and Rivet present on your system to receive XP82. Yeah, you can kind of decode that thing, right? You kind of decode that thing. Bobby Burgess says nothing on 13923. Casey Red Dragon says 11635 number station is back. Anything there? Yeah? Oh, it's stronger now. Look at that. It's actually really strong now. 11635, the Cuban numbers, HM01. 11635. Hey, Oxford Shortwave Log, nice to have you on board. XP2 USB, very strong in Oxford. Nice to have you here, my friend. Some self-promotion, you guys, if you like what I do. PayPal.me/shortwave, or go to PayPal and send it to the Yahoo email that I just posted in the chat. Helps me out with what I do. Patreon.com/radio and computers, and join a great gang of 10 people giving me a little something every month. So nice to have your donations. It's always a great pleasure. I keep them to fix things, to buy new things, and to make sure that we're on the air all the time. Yep, coming in pretty well. So Cuban number station 11635, one of the best signals I've had in a long, long time, actually, from HM01. 11635 HM01 Cuban numbers, and you could see that nice big red signal there. Pretty good. Really nice. It's cool to see the audio also of different signals, the way that it shapes up. It's kind of beautiful. I know it's kind of weird. Somebody's gonna say, "What the hell is beautiful about it?" Yeah, it's kind of beautiful. So HM01 Cuban numbers 1170635 upper sideband. Cuban 12,000, yep, one of their new frequencies. Let's try it out. 12,000 Radio Van at Cuba. Really strong. A little distorted. With some Cuban music. Then I will stop right now before I get a copyright notice. Michael Lambert, nice to have you here. It was strong in Nottinghamshire, UK. Shame it ended 2 seconds after I tuned it. Sheldon Harvey sharing a link to selected international and national radio station web pages created and maintained by Alan Rowe. So that is absolutely a nice list, absolutely. And brings me to another thing that I want to talk about, because this list, Sheldon is taking it off of. I've seen this station hit list also on the World of Radio website, where the link I believe is shared. World of Radio, great radio show by Glenn Hauser. Glenn Hauser has been, I don't know how many years he's had World of Radio on, but I mean, World of Radio is like that show that you just gotta listen to. I sometimes do it, and by the way, guys, if you have a Google or some kind of assistant, look what you could do. You could do, "Hey Google, play World of Radio latest podcast."
Sure, here's the latest episode of Global News Podcast.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Forced out of office.
Okay, Google. Stop. Every time I try it when I'm doing a live show, it doesn't understand what I'm saying. Okay, Google. Volume 80%. Okay, Google. Play Glenn Hauser's World of Radio podcast.
Sure, playing the latest episode of Glenn Hauser's World of Radio 1932, May 29th, 2018.
So you can do that with your Google
This
Home
is
Mini.
Glenn Hauser with World of Radio, 1932.
Okay, Google. Stop. So you can do it on your phone, you can do it everywhere. And I'm sorry for those that I've actually turned on your Google Home stuff. But, you know, I can see World of Radio playing like on 20 different places around the world now. So you can have the podcast on worldofradio.com. You can play it. It's available through iTunes. World of Radio, I like to listen to it on Shortwave because it has a side to it. But it's really, really nice to listen to World of Radio. And Glenn Hauser has been working so hard for such a long time. And Sheldon sharing the links to selected international, national radio station web pages. Thanks for sharing that, Sheldon. Always nice, you know, to we all have different web pages and different things that we want to share together. That's pretty cool. It's really pretty cool. Bobby Burgess, you should check your WhatsApp and show them the HM01 data you can get. Oh, really? You've decoded it, or did you? Let me just check it out here. WhatsApp. I don't have anything on my WhatsApp. So, did you send it? Nice to have everybody here, by the way. Never heard XP2 before. Can see Red Dragon. Well, that's a Russian number station, kind of a digital mode. Hey, Casper Peterson. Nice to have you on board. How is it with the long wire antenna? From what direction does it receive? Unless it's extremely long, most of the time a wire antenna, like a long wire, will not have much directivity, but it does have slight. The longer it is, the more directivity it has. I believe at the 90-degree angle from the wire, so on the sides. So a long wire antenna, the longer it is, the more it is directional. But honestly, below 100 feet or 200 feet, these characteristics don't show up much. Baby C on 12095, says Richard Cook. Check it out. Yeah, not strong, but it's there. And 11810 also. Oh, I just got a vibration. Bringing the good vibration. So, just got it now. HM01 data. Oh, look at that. This is interesting. So, okay, it's kind of weird data, but we get data. There is data. It looks very weird. So whether it's backwards or not, it doesn't matter much. But it looks something like this. But maybe they're using Cyrillic or some kind of Russian text or something. What else do we have? Let's check it out here. Size does matter. Yeah, it does. It does change the perspective depending on what you use it for. Oh, okay. Because I didn't get it. Maybe something went wrong with the... Aaron Mitchell, nice to have you here. RTG Ideon. Been watching you for a long time. You're the best. Thanks, Randy. Hey, Randy. Thank you very much. Nice to have you here. Pretty cool. Vancouver Island DXer says, this morning I started cutting a path through the bush behind my house to get to the place where I plan to suspend a large wire loop antenna between two tall trees. Oh, this is cool. That's going to be nice to see. That's going to be nice to see. And the experiments of, like, putting up an antenna and all of that is always kind of cool. Honestly, it's always cool to do these things and to learn. It's really, really nice. Yeah, 11610 KC Red Dragon is Madagascar. Coming in really well from Madagascar World Voice. So you're watching the Shortwave show. Somebody asked me of one of the question if there were any. So he was subscribed to the Monitoring Times magazine, and one of the things he wanted to know is there any magazines that you can you remember as Popular Communications, Monitoring Times. He says, well, I can't find those anymore. So both of these magazines don't exist anymore, but there's an electronic publication that kind of replaces Monitoring Times. And I'm sorry if it's in reverse, but it looks like this. This is the June edition of the Spectrum Monitor, understanding software-defined radios right now. And this is a very, very worthwhile magazine. It's an electronic publication. When you subscribe, what is unusual is that you subscribe for a full year starting January. So that means if you would subscribe now to the June edition, you'd have the January to June editions already. You're paying for that because it makes it easier for the database there. So the Spectrum Monitor is, I believe, for something that it's something like $30 a year. It is totally worth it. Honestly, I have a great time reading the Spectrum Monitor every month. It has lots of reviews of receivers, lots of great articles of different aspects of radio, and it's an all-around great magazine. It resembles, the feel that it has. The Spectrum Monitor has the feel of Monitoring Times, honestly. And a lot of Monitoring Times people that were actually writing articles are in the Spectrum Monitor. So that is a great magazine to get, actually. And I subscribe I started subscribing to the Spectrum Monitor about 3 years ago, and I've just been renewing every year because it's good enough to keep a subscription, and it's a nice publication. It is it's unfortunate because a lot of you are asking me, well, I'd like to have a paper copy of something. Unfortunately, we're in this era of electronic stuff for multiple reasons. First of all, most of us have a computer now, and most of us have what it takes to. I totally understand one aspect, because what I get as a comment all the time from these people is, well, I don't like to read on my screen. Yeah, I get it, but you gotta move on. That's where we are. And paper publications of radio stuff you don't have anymore, really. And the thing is, if you had a paper publication of that, it would cost 3 times more to be subscribed every year. So I'm sorry, but paper publications, apart from the World Radio TV Handbook, that I honestly think should move on to online digital format if they want to survive. That's my take on it. It's gone. We're in another time, just like at CIDX, Canadian International DS Club. It's totally understandable why you're moving on to a digital format from a paper magazine. It's super complex to do that. Costs more. It's you know it's crazy. So you gotta go with the times. And you know what? If you don't like reading on a computer screen, buy yourself an e-reader. Some of them are really good and are actually almost like reading from a book, and are often better than reading on a computer screen if you don't like that. But Spectrum Monitor, amazing magazine. I totally think everybody should be subscribed to that. It's like $30 a year, US. Yes, Vancouver DXer, experimentation is the best part of radio hobby. Like I was saying earlier, I really, really did so many antennas when I was young. I was like almost every week I had a new antenna up just to test out all sorts of weird antenna designs, verticals, wires, cubes, circles, squares, triangles. I tried them all just for the fun of it and see what is it better? Is it worse? What about if I, put, 200 feet of wire on a tube? Does it work? Is it better? Does it do something? Can I receive with that? Is it better than my 150 feet long wire? It's the fun of experimenting, and that's it, Have you heard any Voice of Korea frequencies yet? Not lately. But now I'm a little jealous because I saw on one of the Facebook forums that some people have been receiving some QSLs and books from North Korea. And now I want to have my QSL from North Korea. I don't have one. I want my QSL from the Voice of Korea. I have to call my friend Kim Jong-un. Maybe he's going to give me a QSL card. Now I've got the FBI and the CIA watching my streams like, what? That guy your friend? Nikki Delmage, nice to have you here from Alberta, Canada. Just listened to Sheldon and on an old cassette do an interview with Glenn Hauser for his 1000th show that he did live on International Radio Report. That was over 900 worlds of radio ago. Wow, that's a long time. One of the funniest things that I remember of Glenn Hauser's World of Radio is when he had Glenn Hauser's World of Radio version 666, and for some very, very, like the most weird reason in the world, it fell on Halloween Day. So it's like, okay, World of Radio number 666 coming out on October the 31st. That's kind of weird. I still remember that. And I remember he had a comment about it in his own show. But, Jerry says, just recently bought a drone, going to make a contraption to put a wire of 100 plus up. Can fly up to 5,000. Well, you know what? That would be nice. Let's put like a fleet of drones. 50, okay, let's be reasonable. A fleet of drones 10 kilometers up, holding a wire. That's your antenna. That'd be nice. That would be nice. Yeah, QST magazine still exists, I believe. I actually won, and that's the funny, it was a nice magazine. A long time ago, Sheldon will remember that if he's still there. Long time ago, Sheldon Harvey had a event here in Montreal called something like the International Radio, what was it, Festival? Or the Shortwave Radio Festival or something like that. And I don't remember what year it is, but I remember that it was it was downtown in that church on in the gay village. And I remember when that happened, one of the things that we could win was a subscription to QST magazine. And I was one of the proud winners of a QST subscription, even though I was not a ham radio operator. And for a year, I had QST magazine every month, which I actually found. I'm a real radio guy, so even though I'm not a ham, the radio articles were actually interesting. So I received a QST magazine for a year. I had one that back then. I believe it is at the Shortwave Radio Festival that was done here in Montreal, which I still remember was a cool thing. I don't remember how many people we were there. I remember buying there were these raffles, so we would buy tickets to pay for the event. I had bought several layers of, and I had won a QST magazine subscription. So hey Sheldon, what year? If you're still on, Sheldon, what year was the radio festival in Montreal? I try to remember that. Andy Coley says, in the UK we have shortwave radios in practical wireless. Oh yeah, I remember seeing that magazine. I remember seeing that. Hemel Jensen, nice to have you on board. And it's okay that I've missed out on some things. B says, I won't comment too much on what was that. Casper Peterson, what was the best antenna you had during your experimental period? Hey TUT, nice to have you on board with your wife. What's your wife's name? I want to say hi. The best antenna I believe I had, okay, I had tons of antennas of every kind, but the one I am proud of in the 1980s when I was listening in, I had about 200 feet of wire. And I remember looking at my brother. I had put a big screw, like a heavy, really, really heavy object at the end of the wire, and I was flipping it around, but I was too scared because there were cars everywhere. So I was like, if I flip it around and it goes in a car, it's not a good thing. So I was never flipping it strong enough to really go far. So one day my brother's there, and I'm telling him, well, I'm too scared to flip my wire strong enough to really go across the roof up to the other end, because I couldn't get on the roof. So he said, I'm going to do it, and he flipped it really strong, and it went over the top of the house. It fell in the backyard, but it stuck on a pole, and so the big metal object came back and hit the wall 1 inch from a window. And I remember looking at, oh God, if it hit the window, and it was the landlord window. So I was like, I'm in deep shit if it hits the landlord's window. And I remember looking at the wire and said, it's going to hit the window, it's going to hit the window, it's going to hit the window, and it like tucks on the brick wall. And I was like, oh, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I didn't hit the window. And so I could actually fetch it from there. So I fetched it, and I started pulling. I had a wire going from my front balcony over the roof. It was a 3-story building, down up to a metal fence, and I put it on the metal fence. There was like a metal pole on the top, and I just like, okay, that's it. That's where it's gonna be. And you know what? That antenna actually worked really, really well. It was pretty surprising. I have to say it was very, very surprising. Pretty much. So, hey guys, I need to check out something. It won't be very long because one thing that I totally forgot, I don't know why, I did not plug my phone, and it's just telling me now that it's 15% power left. So if you guys can just give me a few seconds, I will be, man, I need to find the way to do something with that. I will just check out what's that. Okay, where's my darn wire? I need to put power on the phone because it's gonna drop off at some point. Where did I put the wire here? Oh, I know where it is. Sorry guys, 2 seconds, okay? Coming back, won't be long. And we are back. I just need to power my phone. I don't know why I forgot that. Of course, streaming on the internet means that my phone needs to have power of some sort. So I'll take a power bank. It's gonna work. Oh man. Okay, here we go. And sorry guys, I'm just gonna move the phone for a little bit. There it goes. And this should be okay. Here we go. Power is on. And I should be okay, even though it's a little crooked. No, this is gonna be okay. Here we go. And it's powered. So it should work for a while. So anyways. That was kind of a nice one, honestly. That was a very, very nice antenna, I gotta say. And load up an electric fence for an antenna. Make sure you disconnect the camel. Yeah, I hope. Donna Hausner says, I finally emailed a report from Munich, Germany while on a tour. Got home and found my long-awaited QSL. Wow! And pin from North Korea. I'm jealous. I'm jealous. Can you try decoding some Olivia sometime? Yeah, we'll try to do that, Casey Red Dragon. Absolutely. Only took 12 years of trying to QSL them. Ah, man. I tried a long time ago. I probably sent in 7 or 8 reports, honestly. Probably. What else do we have? You heard the battery getting low? Man, okay. Take care, Sheldon. It's nice to have you on board, as usual. Tomorrow is another show, 2000 hours UTC, and we'll see, of course, each other, Sheldon, at the International Radio Report Sunday morning. Nice to have all of you in. What else do we have? Oh, that was nice. Raptor says that my clock was saying I was the boss. That I like. I want to have something that says I'm the boss. Yeah. Oh, really, Mickey? Oh, man, I'm jealous. I want to have something. Is it because now they're opened up a little bit that they're sending all these things? I want to have my QSL. I'm jealous. Vo Viking says you should run WJSTX and see what FT8 signal you can get. Maybe report to PSK as a shortwave listener. I listen all the time to WJST to these signals on FT8 and JD65. Let's have it run just for the fun of it. I'm just gonna adjust the time because the clock is probably not precisely done. So here we go, synchronize. It's not the best way to synchronize, I know. Let's do 14074. Upper sideband. Let's start the WSJTX. And I'll check. I'm sorry, but it will be reversed. I'm gonna see what we're gonna get out of of the different. Okay, anyways, let's go here. Let's put the volume a little higher. And there's tons of signals there. Let's see if we can catch some DX out of this. So, anyways, wow, I want to have Voice of Korea QSL from North Korea. We got tons of QSLs from KBS World Radio. I want to have some from South Korea, from North Korea, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna pick those. I rarely hear the ones from. Oh, look at that. So there's an IZ6FKOI from calling CQ from Italy, I guess. There's a PY station. What's that? Brazil, something like that. South America, anyway. What's EU2Q? Where is that from? EU2Q. Oh, there's tons of signals. It's incredible. Look at the amazing number of signals there. Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. Second, sold an Xperia phone on eBay and the buyer can't use it because Xperia product tech still thinks I'm the owner when they try to set it up, won't take their email. What should I do? It needs to be. I believe your phone, Zach, was locked. You have to call your carrier and have it unlocked. And because it probably was locked. The other thing, if it's not because it's locked, maybe it wasn't fully reset. Because usually it should be available. CO8, a Cuban station, lots of Americans, of course. PY7ZZ, what's that? Brazil? Something like that. So anyways, you guys are watching the Shortwave show, and we are in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. We've been for 2 hours and 13 minutes. You know what, guys? I am going to sign off for today because it's dreadfully hot here. It's 88, so I guess that doesn't matter if it's reverse or not. You guys probably see it's 88 Fahrenheit. And I'm gonna take it easy because I'm really, really hot right now, and we're gonna just take it easy for now. Tomorrow's supposed to be cooler, so it's probably gonna be better for the Shortwave show. And I think I'm gonna go enjoy some beautiful. Hey, Paulina, nice to have you here. Sorry if I missed it earlier. I might have missed it when you said it. So, hey, Tio and Paulina, nice to have you here. And I lost a lot of weight. I lost 25 pounds. I was at around 217, somewhere around Christmas. I'm at 192 right now. I'm trying to go to 180. I'll stick to 180. Honestly. Girls, women notice that. When I went to the karaoke bar, I hadn't been there for a long time, and I had 3 comments on that. 3 people saying, "Hey, you lost weight," and all 3 were women. Women notice that. Guys don't. And I'm happy. It's not because of health reasons or anything. Although losing weight is a good thing. It's just because when you're naked in front of the mirror and you look at yourself and you're like, I don't like myself like that. And even when you're dressed up, you look at yourself, you have the big belly, and you're like, I don't like that. At some point, you're like, well, I don't like myself the way I am right now. I want to change it, And so I've lost about 30 pounds, like 25 pounds, let's say. And I'm going to go to 180. I don't want to be a skinny little guy. There's a minimum I want to keep, you know. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. We'll be back tomorrow, 2000 hours UTC. Hopefully, it's going to be less hot than it is today, because it is really hot today. I feel like I'm in a sauna right now here in this room, and especially, I've got like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bright spots on me, plus all of this equipment working, plus the computer, plus everything. I feel like I'm really, really in a steam bath or something. So we're gonna say bye for tonight. I hope you enjoyed the show. We'll have more questions tomorrow. I kept some questions for tomorrow. I do have a cooling fan. Hey, Data Duden, nice to have you here. I do have one, but you know, when it's really hot, it's like really hot. And yeah, I'll have another beer. I'm gonna go outside on the balcony, and I'm gonna set up one of my portable receivers, and I'm gonna enjoy the summer conditions tonight. Take care, everybody. Hope you enjoy, and see you tomorrow, 2000. Always nice to have everybody here, and take care, everyone. Love you all. Stay safe, and see you tomorrow at 2000 hours Universal Time. And tomorrow we're gonna reverse the phone. We're gonna use the regular camera instead of the front camera. We'll see if it actually works. And I can't fade out because I'm on my phone, and there's no fade out on my phone, David. Not that I know of, anyways. So take care, everybody. Hope I can see you all tomorrow. Stay safe. Love you all. See you tomorrow, 2000 hours Universal Time, as we are going to be live. Yeah, we are. Bye, everybody.